Hey everyone, it's time for another adventure. We're sitting here at the ferry terminal in Anacortes, waiting for our ferry to go over to Friday Harbor, which is on San Juan Island. It's one of the bigger islands in the San Juan Islands here in Northwest Washington. It's not the biggest island of the San Juan Islands. That's Orcas Island, where we were a few weeks back. Go check out that video. But today we're going to be checking out Friday Harbor, and there are also a couple other attractions on San Juan Island. Yeah, I'll let you know when we get there and show you around the island. Stay tuned. Run.
Someone didn't prepare.
Someone wasn't listening to the messages.
Or didn't care.
Oh.
Huh, so they're loading for two different ferries. Interesting.
No, they're loading two lanes like they did last time.
No, but that one's going to Orcas, you said, right?
I suspect that they alternate.
Oh, you're in the Mustang. I wonder what kind of car you had that had a very convertible door to it. It's like, that wasn't a Miata, that was a big door. You either in a Camaro or... I wouldn't have seen the car drive up. I would have known if there was a Mustang around. I would have known. You should have known.
You should have known.
You get very paranoid going on a vehicle, going on a boat. What if this is one time that it sinks?
It won't.
Oh, I want to go front. Can I please go front? No. Okay.
Nope.
What if I really want to? Okay, now I get to see them. They're from Colorado.
Mm.
They have a Groove logo, or they wanted a Groove. So they very well might be from Mexico. Because they have a Groove logo on this little Subaru. I recognize that car anywhere. Pro of being in the auto.
Yeah.
Hello, passengers. Once again, we are arriving Friday Harbor. For those of you that are on triple port, get those last snapshots in so you can make your way down to your car or to the front end of this vessel coming into Friday Harbor because you disembarked before the vehicle. Once again, we're arriving Friday Harbor. Have a good day.
We are arriving at Friday Harbor. If you are on the boat, get off now. Mm-hmm.
It's like a double level. It's kind of cool. Oh, it's a little boat. One sailboat. Thank you. I'm not sure. Maybe fiberglass on a hole, but look clean. actual cannery? Or now is it just like...
I mean, at one point it might have been a cannery.
Yeah.
There's our lunch spot.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go to the left and see if there's any parking over here. Two-hour parking. That works for me. Just pull in like that. Does that work for you?
Yeah, it's perfect.
All right. We are in Friday Harbor. Ooh, San Juan Island Brewery.
Island Wools.
Ooh, we might have to walk around here a little bit.
Oh no, it's a wool store.
After lunch, we drove across the island to Roach Harbor, which is kind of the main resort area, I would say. So Friday Harbor is kind of the main touristy and economic center, I guess, if you could call it that. It's kind of a big town, whereas Roach Harbor is a little bit more out of the way, a little bit easier to get to by boat. I mean, obviously, it's still accessible by car. We drove over here, but it's a little bit more of a resort area. There are some sights to see, and as I recall, there's some good donuts. So we might go check that out. That's at the end of this pier here. There's a grill right there. Good breakfast stuff. Good. I guess they have lunch too, but I've only ever had breakfast here. But as I recall, they have donuts. So hopefully they're open. Hopefully they still do the donuts. And yeah, we'll go check it out. Roach Harbor historically was a lime kiln, so it's got a lot of interesting history. There's something over there that was involved in the lime kiln. There's some signs over there. If you're in the area, come check it out. It's a good place to go. If you're here at dinner time, they do a cool flag ceremony with a bunch of flags over there, worth checking out. And of course, it's a marina, so there are tons of boats. I remember spending a lot of time looking at boats here. There are a wide variety of boats, different purposes. Some definitely yacht style that people take on, long trips. Sometimes you'll see yachts with foreign flags, so people from down in the Caribbean or South America make it all the way up here, or at least boats and yachts that fly those flags that are registered down there. So this is a common port for them. And then you get your smaller craft, people who live here, have their boats docked here and use this as a jumping off point to some of the other islands in the area. So we're going to go check this out, and I'll add in video of anything interesting that we find. So after Roach, we went to English camp and actually American camp. But the two camps are where English and American troops were stationed during the infamous Pig War, a nonviolent border dispute between the U.S. and England, basically to determine which side of the San Juan Islands the border between the U.S. and what eventually became Canada would be. So here is English camp. English camp is closer to Roach Harbor. And this is the only camp that I've been to. Prior to this trip, I'd never actually been to American camp. At English camp, I think only 5 buildings are still standing. At previous times, I was able to go into at least some of the buildings, but this day we weren't able to go into any of the buildings. We just walked around, and there's actually some pretty cool gardens there. American camp is at the southern end of the island, which, in strangely enough, or maybe not strangely enough, seemed to be a much larger footprint. So this entire area formed what was the camp when the Americans were stationed there.
Yeah, I think
Where we're walking here is Officers Row. Only 2 of the officers' houses still remain.
Yeah.
One had actually been moved to downtown Friday Harbor. But the camp affords a pretty nice view of the Strait of Juan de Fuca, basically south of the San Juan Islands, looking at the Olympic Peninsula there off in the distance. Really, really pretty scenery.
Mallet. And I was like, how Depeche Mode makes music, and I was like, okay, I see that. I like it though. I mean, it's not like it's rhythmic, you know. It's so I get how they could, you know. That's kind of funny. That's funny, but turns out I'm a first wave fan. Let's see if they. Oh, they do have a 2020 album. Everyone's coming back, Brian.
Huh.
Now we're in the eras of reboots. I honestly think it's a cultural thing. Like, shit is so bad, we just want to remember when it was good. When our generation remembers when it's good. I think this is one of those, like, what we'll study in film festivals and do cultural studies. I think it's fascinating. I think it's kind of cool, though. I think it's a cathartic, therapeutic thing. We're doing some new, but we're mostly just doing reboots because shit is so bad, it's like a dissociation thing. That's my theory. Seattle is an Emerald City?
Yes.
Huh. Why?
Green, trees, rain, rainforest, probably.
Like, we have a statue of Emerald I didn't know about? No. Okay. Does it have a deck all the way across? I don't want to go on. I don't like you. I don't want to go up there. I want to go on the main thoroughfare. That's the coolest place on the ferry. I don't know why, but I like going on the main thoroughfare. I feel like you just get surrounded by all these trucks and all this stuff. It's so cool. That's how I feel. Oh, do we get blocks? We do get blocks. Oh, I'm so special. Okay, this is like the next best place. I feel like I'm not fucking sure how to make you smell it from here. So
I'm feeling jazzed. I just had 2 sips and I'm awake.
Oh my gosh.
Red Bull does in fact give you wings.
Give you wings.
especially if you haven't had it in a while.
Red Bull's flavor is known as a mystical flavor with a base of medicinal black cherry. According to my sister. She likes Red Bull, but she found out its flavor is a mystical flavor.
I can see that. We're going for the interesting docking.
Yeah, like, aren't we a little off? Or is this how we do it getting back over here? We just hit it and bounce. That just seems to, because twice now.
It looks like this one's a little more straight and a little more controlled.
Less windy.
Yeah, that's true. Last time was a little windy. Yeah.
So the peds exit first.
Mm-hmm.
And then we run them over.
Generally, no.
Run!
It's usually frowned upon to run people over when exiting the ferry.
Run fast! Sorry. Sick.
That was a decent docking.
What is this? I didn't know they lowered it. Somehow I just...
The ramp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that pavement? On
Not
the
sure.
ramp? I thought that would just make things heavier. Or maybe it's like just tar.
Yeah.
I feel like painting would just make things heavy. See, they're running fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. We still have chocks.
Yeah. They let the middle go first. Wait, are they getting on?
Looks like it.
Jeez. Huh. I don't know what you're doing. With sled pulling, you're not gonna get back today. Fascinated by the people's lives, you know? Do a little dance. Can I keep the truck? I'll pay taxes. No? Can I bring my own truck? Can I bring my own semi?
Drive
Yeah,
works
that
better
might
than
work.
park. And that's basically it. At this point, we're back in Anacortes, heading on our way back to our house. But it was a pretty fun day, going out to San Juan Island, Friday Harbor, Roach Harbor, English Camp, American Camp. One thing we didn't show is we actually went down to the Cattle Point Lighthouse and saw some interesting historical stuff down at the south end of San Juan Island after checking out American Camp. If you're in the area and want to check out some historical things and some really nice scenery, definitely check out San Juan Island. It is well worth the trip. See you in the next video.